Hi everyone, how you doing? So, hope your everything is fine. And so today we're going to talk with Loretta Grace, or has better known on the social media Grace or Your Dash. And we're talking about beauty, health, and self-esteem. So it's going to be very I'm excited. I'm really excited, and because I know Loretta for quite long, but definitely she has been through a very long journey, and she can actually share a lot with us. And so let's wait for her to join to the interview. Yeah. You see, Loretta just asked me. Okay.
How
Woo!
to?
Okay. Glowing.
Hello.
Glowing. I love the makeup.
Thank you so much. It's a new color, actually.
I'm sorry for my light, but I'm in my room is horrible, and so for now I have to do like that.
Don't worry.
How you doing?
I'm fine. Actually, today was a stressful day because I
Uh,
had to sign several contracts, and sometimes contracts they're very long.
yeah, I can imagine. Definitely.
Yeah. But then the universe humbled me because I saw in my home on
Mm-hmm.
Instagram, I saw this picture of a poor man saying, some people wish to have your bad days.
That's even true. That's true.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay, so for me it was a bad day, but I was actually doing something good. I was working.
Yeah.
So
But anyway, anyone has their own struggle.
yeah.
So like, if my struggle definitely might be not so hard and difficult for somebody else, it's always a struggle for me. So um, definitely it's true, but I know everyone has their own lives and different from each other.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for accepting our invitation, and for all the people that are online and don't know this page. The Feminist Health blog is a blog that was created from by me and Eunice. She's a Ghanaian girl, lives in Canada, and it comes out from the need to talk more about women health issues that has not been studied enough, talking enough, and because we don't want only to talk about technical health issues about women, but even different factors that actually can influence women's choice on their health. We want to speak with different women in different backgrounds, and hear from you your own experience about different health issues. And so thank you, Loretta, because I know you're very busy. So we're very busy, and it's not easy to find time to talk. But we really appreciate your time with us. And well, straight to the point. Please tell us a little bit about yourself for those that they don't know about you.
Well, first of all, sorry about my English. English is my first language. I know some mistakes, so beware of that. I was born and raised in Italy, and my parents are Nigerian,
Mm-hmm.
and I was born in where I was born in Atri, yes.
Okay.
But I feel like I am from Marke because I was raised there. And during my childhood, I had this feeling that music was my thing. So I started to sing. And then I also discovered the passion for acting. So during the, elementary school, college, I used to do this stage. Is this the word?
Yeah. Or friendship or...
Yeah, friendship. And yes, after that, I had this opportunity to play the role of Sister Agni Milan, which was a great opportunity.
I remember.
Woman, I mean, it's not common to see a show in Italy where the leading role is Black.
Exactly.
So it was a great opportunity, also because the co-producer of the show was Whoopi Goldberg, which I had the opportunity to meet. And yeah, she came here in Italy because she was so curious to find out who was playing.
I think that is the impression of all the Black, that not European, to know how is it in Italy.
Yeah. Around 2013, if you would look for being Black through YouTube, Italy was the first country.
Wow.
Yeah, because there is no representation here. So people around the world, they want to know, the Afro community, they want to know how it is to live here, to be a part of a community which is not greatly represented.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then during my singing, acting career, I figured out that there was this issue that I used to face every time, especially in the beauty section, if I have to say it.
Mm-hmm.
It used to give me foundation for white people. So every single time I was like, okay, but can't you see that I am Black? Why are you giving me a white foundation, a pink foundation? And at some point I had to look for products for me through internet. I had an auntie who lives in US. And back in the days, she used to send me makeup from there, because beauty products, they weren't available here in Italy back in the days. When I say back in the days, I mean something like 8 years ago. It's not like 20 years ago. I mean, it's really early. And yes, I started to look for lessons to embrace my face, also because the products weren't able to be found, but at the same time, makeup artists, they weren't able to embrace your beauty as a Black artist. And still today we face the same issues. I have a lot of colleagues, singers, actors that face still the same problem today, the same problems today. So yes, I made my struggle being a way to sensitize the beauty industry here in Italy. Mm-hmm. So I have my YouTube channel, which is Grace on Your Dash. And yes, I started to, at the beginning I tried to mix music, and which is my passion actually, and makeup tutorials. It was a very fancy type of tutorial, the ones that I used to make back in 2013, because I used to, edit everything, and I was doing this catchy voiceover while I was singing. And then when I started to realize that my community was becoming bigger and bigger, I tried to speak about more serious topics about makeup, about beauty, about the standards that we have here in Italy, which they're really unfair. I feel like most of the girls, they had more than once this sensation that they couldn't fit in.
Yeah, I totally agree.
And yes, I remember when I was a child that I wanted to be white because my brother, he faced the same thing. I remember my mom asking me, "Why do you want to be white?" Because the teacher was telling her, "Why your child wants to be white?" But I mean, when you see someone that is different than you, and then the day after you see someone white and everyone around you is white and you're black, you don't understand. When you don't see yourself represented, when you're a child, you don't understand. You just want to be a part of the community.
Yeah.
You just want to look like the majority. You don't want to be the diverse one. So it was
especially when we are young, especially.
Yes, it was very. Oh, yeah, I am here. You see?
Yeah, Uni is my partner on the blog. Hi, Eunice.
So yeah, it was a huge struggle for me. And another thing that was really difficult for me to accept was my Afro. How can I say it? I was very ashamed when I was a child to say that my mom was Nigerian, because there was this stereotype of African people, which was really, 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 really bad. And it's still like that here in Italy, especially. So, and plus we didn't have, I mean, we grew up in the same city, so you know what I'm about.
Definitely. Yeah, especially like this till now, there's still difference like between Marche and the cities, like maybe the biggest cities of Marche, that is Ancona, compared to Turin and Milan. Like there's still like a lot of difference in 2020. So I couldn't even imagine back in the 90s, where our parents were the first migrants that actually went there. And so people still have a lot of stereotypes, a lot of prejudice, and so was actually was difficult for us to grow up in a kind of society. And yeah. And but we're here, and we, as I said to one of my friends, we are actually writing our part of history as Afro-Italian, and even for the young generation. And I think this is wonderful, and I think is wonderful what you're doing with all your social media platform. And because, as you say, you're a singer, you're you're a digital content creator, you're a YouTuber, and through all your social media, you're talking about a lot of topics. And I think this is wonderful, and is important, and it's even wonderful because nobody should take it for granted, because if you could, you would not talking about, and instead I could feel like the passion that you put on all these topics, and that is why is another reason why I wanted to make an interview with you, and to let people know, even like the Afro-Italians, what they're facing, and your own experience in your work environment, especially. So you said a lot of things, and a few things we are going back again, because it's very interesting. And so, as you said, like your first passion is definitely singing, and I remember you like you always love to sing. I remember when you moved to Milan, and I remember you when you met Ubi Gilbert. We were so proud, like, yeah, our sister made it. It was so wonderful. But at the same time, I remember you on YouTube, because, as you said, like in Ancona, and even at that time there weren't all like Amazon, Sephora, all these brands online, and you started to create a very big community with makeup, and a lot of people, like, I think when they talk about beauty or all this stuff, they don't think it's very connected with health. But I believe, and we're going through with this interview, that there are a few connections with it. And for example, a lot of people think that makeup is just frivolous, superficial, materialist, and I disagree with that, because I used to not to makeup, but now I love it, and I embrace it in my own way. And I want to know, even, how was your relationship with makeup? Like, how it started and how is it now, actually?
My relationship with makeup was very important, especially during the last couple of years, because fame is a very stressful thing. And as famous as you get, the problems becomes bigger. Everything that you think about becomes bigger. Haters, they become bigger and bigger. So I feel like makeup for me during the last couple of years were really, really important, because usually to do a full face, how much time do I can do a full face in an hour, around an hour. And during that period of time, I just disconnect. I just take this time to reconnect to myself, to distress, to process the way I feel, and to love myself. I feel like makeup is a spiritual type of thing, because you just connect yourself. You don't think about anything else. And it's a way to breathe a little bit slower. So it was really therapeutic for me.
Yeah.
So it's a way not to think about the daily concerns. Makeup is a way, as I said before, you just distress, you just concentrate on colors, brushes, you play with palettes, and you take care of yourself. It's a sweet way to take care of yourself. And it's very underrated therapy.
Yeah, I think the topic of taking care of ourselves, especially now with the COVID and everything, finally came out very strong, and people have finally realized how it is so important, like, to take us time, pause, rest, like, because we stress so much our body. We put a lot of stress on our body from work, from a relationship, from all the things that actually we have around us. That's, at the end of the day, the most important person is ourselves.
Yes.
So, and as you say, like, I totally agree with you. Sometimes, like, really, makeup myself gives me joy. Like, and maybe like 5 years ago, I would never think about that. And but now, sometimes, like, I really enjoy making up myself. I'm really enjoy see the results, and it gives me confidence. And I'm not saying that it gives me confidence because I trying to be somebody else. No, it gives me confidence because I really love what I'm seeing. I really like myself, and it's not something very. It's not something for granted. It's something that there are some people that really, some people that they don't really love themselves enough. And so if I, like, actually makeup can make this to make you love yourself, like, that's fantastic. Like, that's the only thing that people should think about, I believe, in my humble opinion. And
I agree.
and in fact, like I think makeup actually can work on your self-esteem of the people, can improve our own self-esteem. I don't know, what do you think about?
I feel like makeup can help you, you know. It can teach you how to embrace yourself. But I'm not just thinking, when I say embrace yourself, I also mean spiritually. Because you look at yourself at the mirror, at the mirror, sorry, my English, you speak to yourself by looking, you know.
Yeah.
You try to, without even realizing it, you normalize whatever you feel like is not good. Because you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, yes, this is me. I embrace myself spiritually. I accept myself. I tell you I love you. And regarding this, I feel like the pressure that female human beings have,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous. I mean, guys don't have the same type of stress.
No.
Done. I mean,
at all.
fair.
It's
That's
true.
not fair.
It's true.
And
Like,
I was feeling so, as I said before, I was feeling like I couldn't sit with them. I was feeling like I couldn't fit in. So, but to respond to your question, yes, of course, makeup is great to, you know, complement your self-esteem, to make your self-esteem be, how can I say it? It helps your self-esteem at the beginning, yes, but at some point you will realize that with or without makeup, you are beautiful. And it was for me, it was like that. I was ashamed, even during my first period of time uploading videos on YouTube, I was very afraid to show myself without foundation. But then my community started to ask me, "Oh, why don't you do a foundation routine type of video?" I was so scared. But then when I did it, they liked it because we are all normal. Like we weren't born with makeup on our face. So
yeah, I remember your first video, like with you without makeup, and I remember you were saying about that was actually hard for you to start in to do videos like from when without makeup and without makeup. And I like the feeling of embarrassment or feeling ashamed or show yourself without makeup. It even remember take me to the Alicia Keys case and the social pressure that famous people have to be always on point, always like without anything wrong with your outfit, with the makeup. And I really appreciate like Alicia and even you like starting without makeup your video or showing even yourself without makeup. I've noticed even that because I think is even to show like everybody's normal. Like there's nobody like hopping here and every like as you say, nobody has born with makeup on your face. Nobody has born with the best outfit, the best type of body. We're so normal, and at the same time, we are pressed so much on social media with this perfect face, perfect body, and it's becoming very stressful. I believe.
yes, yeah,
Um,
society put so much pressure on us.
yeah.
And these are, if I think about it, this starts so early. And I feel like the new generation is more lucky than us because nowadays we have social media. So, for example, me and you, when we were younger, there wasn't any Instagram, for example. So I couldn't embrace and appreciate myself as much as I do now. If I see my home in my Instagram, they're all black. There is a reflection of who I am. And this is really, really, really important, because even nowadays, if I switch on the TV, I just see white people. So I don't see TV anymore because I don't see myself represented.
Yeah.
And even the new generation, I feel like they're more lucky because they have different role models. They have different type of bodies, shapes. It's so huge of diversity.
Yeah.
So you can relate to more than one person. They have much more option than we had, you know? So, yeah. And I feel like we should all respect diversity, and we should normalize diversity. The society teach us to be like, you know, if I think about, for example, Kylie Jenner.
I was thinking about the Kardashian too.
Yes. Like, there are a lot of girls that they wish they could be like that, which is not even real. I mean, she wasn't like that. If you see Keep Up with the Kardashians, she was a normal girl. Now here with this type of eyes, then the lips, and I mean, I don't judge anyone. If that makes you comfortable, it's fine, man.
Yeah.
At the same time, there is another field, if I have to say it like that, who embrace another type of beauty. Like I feel like we should normalize being normal.
Yes, it's funny because it sounds funny to say it, but we actually have to say it more often.
Yes.
Yeah. More often. I totally feel you. I totally agree with you. Like from one point of view, young generation are very lucky because we couldn't have the opportunity to see so much representation in everyday life. I don't know, you remember, like internet came out like no more than, let me say, 10-15 years ago. That is not so much time ago. And a lot of even music videos, stuff like that, they were only on MTV. YouTube didn't exist. So it's rather you have MTV and maybe MTV Rap. So those kind of channel, like they were all in the nights, and so we didn't have the opportunity to actually be exposed to so many women, men, and ethnies, and diversity. And so actually you can have a lot of different type of role models if you want. But at the same time, as I said, there's this world of social media and how you should wear and everything, that you have to be very careful to don't think that is the normal, and the other thing is wrong, and so that is good, and the other thing is wrong. Like you have to try to filter to just like be inspired maybe, and but you have to take that inspiration and make it your own way.
Yes. But what I don't feel like we should blame people that feel uncomfortable with themselves, because Instagram can be very helpful, but sometimes can even be very, very dangerous for your mental health, because there's so much fakeness there. I mean, so uplifting, real users and influencers, but there are other influencers who try to sell you something that is actually not true. So I don't blame people who don't feel comfortable in their own skin, because sometimes they don't even realize that probably they are absorbing toxic content, toxic type of content. When you see, for example, when you see someone that has a different type of body than yours, and you wish and you aspire to have that, for me that is toxic, because I mean the structure, the bones, you cannot modify them. So you should look for users, influencers that look more like you. So
Yeah.
you can understand how to dress, you can understand how to embrace your body shape and stuff. So I learned to unfollow those accounts that give me that type of weird feeling that I am not enough.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
exactly.
that I feel more confident.
Exactly. I totally agree with you, because I'm passing, like I'm passing through this same experience, that to uh aspire to be like, to have the same body as somebody else. And instead you have to understand your own body, how is it, how it works, and maybe find another girl that, in our case girl, but for men another man, that actually can have your same kind of body, and be inspired to that person. Maybe you can learn some things that maybe can be helpful for you. But each of us have to learn about our own body, what is good for our own body, and it is a long journey. This is something that many people don't understand. It's a very long journey. Even
Yeah.
the people that achieve their kind of body or the kind of life or routine, whatever, they achieved it for in years. So it's not something that of 3 months or 4 months. No, it's something of 3, 4, 5, 6, even 10 years.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we have to be very, very like patient with ourselves, and keep pushing, never give up. Like at some point we will, like if we're working hard, and try to love ourselves and everything, give us time. I think like we will achieve what we want to do.
Of course.
Yeah. Back to your like makeup world, like your work on your makeup field. As you said, as you mentioned before, at the beginning there weren't a lot of choice for Black women, but at the same time, even for very like as soon as you started to study more, and learn more about the beauty makeup, even for very maybe light skin girl, and definitely a lot of things have changed since back in the day, and we can see even from the collections of different brands. And so how is it now, the beauty makeup, like what do you think, like are we at a very good point, or there's still a lot of work to do? Like what do you think, what's your impression at the moment?
I feel like the beauty industry is improving.
Mm-hmm.
The last uh, 3 years, like we made so much progress. If you think about Fenty Beauty, for example, they made new rules about, for example, foundation. Like the shade range now, you cannot launch less than 21 or 30 shades, because they will put you on blast. They will expose you. They will cancel you if you do that. So yes, I feel like we are in a good situation. But still, if I have to think about Italian brands and inclusivity, there are a lot of brands that they really don't know what they're doing. They know what they're doing, but they really don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
The difficulty here is that people that consume makeup here in Italy, some of them, most of them, have the privilege to be included no matter what. So when the minority makes a good point, they receive hate, they tell you, no, what are you talking about? So sometimes maybe I want to support an Italian brand, but I can't because there's nothing for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, is we are. I feel like we have we can improve. We can improve. We are in a good situation right now. I mean, I can do a full face. Thank God now I can do it now. Watch a concealer. Like if I think about it, 3 years ago that wasn't possible.
Wow.
E-commerce.
Cool.
Today we have European e-commerce where you can purchase makeup for darker skin tones, and YouTube is a good way to help yourself. Like you can check, for example, sometimes when I look for a new foundation, black people, black influencers, this is what they do. They give you their codes of foundation. So if you have the same ones, you know that if that foundation is working for them and you have the same codes, then you can purchase the same new foundation that is launched. You know, I purchased a lot of foundation like that because most of them, unfortunately, are yes available, but not inside the store. You can purchase them through an e-commerce, a website, and I'm talking about the majority. I mean, I live in Milan. Of course, I can go inside Sephora and I can purchase a lot of things. But sometimes, you know, if there's a hyped foundation, the delay of the launches here in Italy is huge. So for me as a content creator, if I want to review one product, I have to be very fast. So I'm looking for videos of my favorite black creators and say, okay, so this is good. Let me put this in the basket. Okay, this is not good. This is how I do it.
Yeah, man, is actually very. It's not like from what you say. It's not easy. It's not easy for a black Italian content creator in this industry. Definitely.
It's very difficult because first of all, I am a female content creator. So female content creators, they are exposed. They're more exposed to hate, to how can I say? They can insult you easier. And plus I'm black, so these two things together,
double struggle.
It's a huge struggle. Yes. So when you say something that people don't want to hear, they will attack you. They will attack you. They will tell you stuff that you don't realize. I learned to block people, as I was saying some days ago through my Instagram stories. I learned not to feel guilty about blocking people. Like, you are trying to kill my vibe. You are trying to teach to hate myself. If you're trying to send bad vibes, I will block you, because at this point of my life, my inner peace is more important than everybody, than everything.
Definitely. Amen to that. Amen to that.
Yes.
Definitely. That's very, the last words are very important. That's true for everybody. Like, don't feel guilty. It's very easy to judge people, as I could see from, like, on social media. It's very easy to judge people, and as we say, like, to talk about different topics that are important for somebody is not easy, and we expose ourselves, but I think it's important for us. And we don't say that you don't have to comment or talk, but normal, like a normal talk, like a productive talk, is different from just like hating comments. So I totally agree, and you're doing well. Like, you don't have to waste energy for these people that they just here to annoying other people, and instead of having like a conversation or learn something. Are you a feminist? Are you considered a feminist? Like, this is the Feminist Hell blog, and feminist as a word, I know, is very controversial. So it's what do you consider yourself?
I feel like I don't have that much knowledge to consider myself a feminist, because I don't know what a feminist means entirely. But I do agree with a lot of the feminist mantra, you know. So probably I should research more what does it mean. But I love a lot of famous female figures if I think about it. So probably I am, and I don't even realize it.
Yeah. I mean, I think the word and the meaning has changed a lot during the years.
Yeah.
If you think about a lot of women that actually are feminists are totally different from the feminists of the 70s, and I think like even the society has finally a little bit accepted. It's really hard to say accepted, but maybe better consider a woman, a feminist woman, not as an enemy or somebody is against.
I feel like we should all be treated the same equally, no matter the gender, no matter the religion, no matter the ethnicity. I feel like we should be all treated equally. And nowadays, it's not like that. As a Black woman, I understand that if a Black woman achieves something great, that means that they didn't work double, they work triple times. Exactly. Triple times, because Black people, we don't have to say it. I mean, we live in a racist, systemic type of society. So it's difficult for Black men, but it's way more difficult for Black women. So if a Black woman is successful, you know she put that effort. You know she did that.
Oh yes, oh yes. I am not sorry, but it's like that. We would love to say that it's not like that. We would love, but it's still like that. There's still a lot of work to do. We still need a lot of support from our Black men and from white people, and from other even ethnicity. We will have to work together to have gender equality in a lot of fields. I totally agree, and even myself, I'm very inspired. I was very inspired from Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. That I think she's one of my role model in everything, and she said herself that she would never consider herself a feminist, but if talking about some issue that is very important with me made me a feminist, that means I'm a feminist. I don't know that I cannot say that, because if like talking about women's salary, women's situation, especially in Africa, and so on, made me feminist, because I'm talking about some issue for women that I think that they're not right, that are wrong at this moment. Call me feminist, it's okay, but I will keep talking about these topics because I think it's important to talk about it. So I totally I saw when I don't know if it was a TED talking or what she wrote in somewhere, but when I heard these words, I was like, wow, I'm thinking I'm a feminist too, because I totally feel you, my sister. Like, it's the same. like, sometimes I need to talk about this thing. And well, if you think like I'm feminist, okay, call me feminist. It's fine. But as you say, it's a very complicated and very big topic. Has a long history, even because there's even the black feminists, but was very different from the big movement of white feminists. So
Yes.
All of you girls, let's see inside yourself, and if you want to learn more, there's a lot of novels and movies and everything to learn about the feminist movement and see yourself, like, if you agree, if you don't agree, if you agree partially about this topic. And another thing that I love about Loretta, and that's another reason why I invited her, is because, as you can even, I think, understand from what she said, she talks about a lot of, you talk about a lot of topics. You don't talk about only about beauty, but with your social platform, you talk about racism, you talk about discrimination, and you talk about mental health.
Of course.
I think in the last year and last couple of years, you did. I remember you did one episode on YouTube about mental health, and you stress a lot of this topic. And I mean, as a doctor and I can see that mental health is a topic that has come up very big a lot this last year with the COVID emergency, even more. So what's your experience? Why do you talk about a lot about mental health?
I talk a lot about mental health because I feel like nowadays is so stigmatized. Like, we talk more fluently about a simple flu, but we have issues about talking mental health. Why? I mean, if something is wrong with your mind, you should express that. Last year, I muted myself on so many things that at some point I had a mental breakdown. And from that time, I understand that if something is wrong, I cannot keep it to myself for my own mental health. It's so important to spread this message. Like, your mind is one of the, I feel like it's probably the most important thing of yourself. Because if something is wrong with your mind, you can have a lot of weird things, insomnia, you can have difficulties with digestion, you can have difficulties regarding studying, maybe you struggle to memorize certain things. Like, your mind is so precious. So we should start talking about mental health much more than we are doing right now. Like, and another thing that I feel so funny, I feel like it's so funny, is that when you talk about you having a therapist, I have my therapist. Here in Italy, they look like you're mad. No, actually, I feel like you're mad because you don't have it. How can you handle it? Like, we live in a fucked up world. I mean, teach me, how can you handle this?
Yep. Yeah.
Wow.
I totally agree, because especially even in the market, I think most of my friends, they don't have therapists, or they hide it. And when I moved here in Turin, was actually all of my, not say all of, but many people that I know, they go to a therapist. And I started to like, okay, like, because before, it's something, as you say, that a lot of people don't talk about, that it seems like it's very taboo to talk about.
Yes.
And instead should be like normalized, even this thing, because it's like you go to the doctor to take a drug. It's the same thing. Like, you're taking care of yourself, you're curing yourself.
Yes. Yes. And I've been in therapy more than once. I don't feel ashamed about it. There's nothing to be ashamed about it. Actually, it's something great to do, because you can process a lot of things from your childhood. You can process a lot of things from trauma. Like, how difficult was this year? Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
19 was so stressful for a lot of people. A lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of people lost their parents, their relatives. How stressful type of year we had. We need to heal. And how difficult was for the Black community, for the LGBT community. How stressful was this year? We need to heal. We need to talk about this. We need to process our feelings. We need to heal and let a professional figure help us. There's nothing wrong about admitting that everything is not okay. It's okay not to be okay all the fucking time.
Exactly. Yeah, you center the point.
Yes.
You center definitely the point.
Yes. I mean, what's wrong with saying, sometimes with my friends, I'm like, how are you? They say fine. Okay, you say fine because you used to say fine. So how do you really feel? And sometimes even when I don't feel good and I feel like I want to share something, maybe the other person is not in the good mental space to receive it. So you have to be respectful and say, okay, are you in the good mood, in the safe mental health type of place to receive what I'm going to tell you? I feel like that is a respectful way to show love to your friends, because sometimes, especially those friends that are always there for you, they are the most ones that you should check. You should check them more, because maybe they show you that they handle it, but maybe they're not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true. It's true. And sometimes, like, we always want to be strong. We always want to, like, always makes feel like nothing like shake us, as we say, maybe like in the Nigeria way they shake us, but that we're human being. We are human being. We are very fragile. We are very fragile. Like, so, therapists are like, as somebody said to me, like, we all psychotic. We all have psychosis. We're not nobody is good, like, mentally. Nobody. So all we need, like, in one way to talk with somebody.
Yeah.
So, like, maybe somebody will have, like, we need it before, somebody will need later, but everybody needs to talk with somebody at some point of their life.
Yes.
So, like, I'm so happy that now is mental health is a topic that is more popular, and people are not afraid to talk about their own problems and issues. Even me, like, I suffer of a little bit of depression and panic attack, and as you say, like, I didn't talk a lot to people. Okay, I've seen all my friends that were happy, smiling, or it's only me that I can't wake up from the bed and studying and everything. And then I discovered that a lot of people were actually suffering of anxiety, panic attack, of depression.
Wow.
Because
you see, we all face the same things. Like, we are human beings, we're not superheroes. So if you keep on pushing, keep on pushing, at some point of your life, your body will force you to stop.
Yeah.
It will force you to stop with a panic attack or a problem with your, I don't even know what, maybe with a leg, or
yeah, definitely.
You need to love yourself, like, mentally first. Take care of yourself with some makeup, some cream, like,
exactly.
Slow it down a little bit. Don't be in a rush. This rush that society is keep on teaching that is good is not good. It's not good. Actually, let me tell you, I really enjoyed the lockdown. I was thinking, Life.
Yeah, a lot of people told me like I took advantage of staying at home to finally take care of myself, and now I'm really feeling better. I These words I've heard for so many people, and I was happy to hear that. I was happy, even if I continued to work, and in one point I was very tired. On the other hand, I did less social life, and I've seen in that, like going out and everything. And I was actually enjoying the days that I would just stay at home. I did yoga that I never done before, and for example, yoga helped me a lot. I feel like doing it, and I did a little bit of meditation too, because one thing that was very hard for me is to stop. Like sometimes in meditation, you just have to lay down for 5 minutes, and I'm like, what am I doing for 5 minutes?
It's so difficult. Actually, I was like, okay, because sometimes you're like, there's that moment where you feel like you're making it, and then you think about something else. You're like, ah.
Exactly. And so it was like, and at the beginning it was very hard. Like after 3 minutes, I would just stand up, like, okay, I'm gone, I'm done. And then I forced myself to stay laid down to 5 minutes, and I started enjoying it. To just your mind empty, thinking about just your body, to try to feel your body, and it's helpful. So it's really important, and I'm happy and thanks to talk about more about this topic in your social media, and because it's very important that we talk more about this topic so people will feel free, and to even share, and go to any kind of person that might help them, like can be psychotherapist, just therapist, or whatever. um I don't know how much time we have, but maybe I will try to fuse the last questions in just one. Um, we talk about a lot of mental health, and talk about mental health stability, and you do a lot of things. Girl, you do a lot of things, like I don't know, like you, as I say, you're singing, you do film content creator, you told me, right?
Yeah.
Beauty creator, you do a lot of even skincare, advocacy. What else? Like I have to do a list. Like now you're into fashion, because I can see from the picture, like you went to different Milano Fashion Week events.
Yeah.
So you adding a lot of stuff, and you're doing great. So definitely, how do you maintain everything, all your balance and everything? And for those that I don't know, they would like to take your steps, or do you have anything you want to say to all of the girls out there, um, and a last message?
First of all, it's not easy to balance everything. It is not easy, and sometimes I do not make it. I feel like it's important to let the people know I don't get off, you know? Because as a digital content creator, especially this year, what people see is a lot of digital content. My singing career right now is stopped because of COVID-19.
Yeah.
And also because most of the times when I do sing for a client and stuff, they don't allow you always to share it on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes are private events, so I need to be very carefully of what I share. You know, one day I remember that I was doing this rehearsal in Verona, I guess, I don't remember. And some people of my community came in. So, and I had to laugh. I had to explain what was happening because they were like, "Oh, can we answer? Can we?"
Okay, sorry guys, we just passed 1 hour. And this is happened. This is happening when actually there are very interesting people that we like to hear, and they have a lot of things to share. So if Loretta can ask again to jump on the conversation, yes. So, and this AG live of just 1 hour is really annoying.
Hey,
Yay!
what happened?
1 hour, like that was fast. You know that each live they have 1 hour, right? Of
Ooh, I
yeah,
don't
that's
have that.
why. Huh?
I had that, but now
Uh,
I can do.
oh, maybe I have to do some. Okay, I will try to upload. Maybe I don't know. So sorry, you were saying that actually you went to an event singing, and there were some people of the community that went in.
Yes, they saw
Yeah.
stories. They figured out where I was, and they came in. So while I was doing rehearsals, they came in, and my agent was like, "Who are they? I was like, I don't know them. Who are they? And then they're like, oh, we follow you. Can we assist? Can we watch your rehearsal? I was like, yes, fine, of course. But then my agent was like, but how could they know? And then I had to tell her, oh, okay, probably because I shared some stories, Instagram stories.
Mm.
And then from that time, she asked me to be very careful, to tell her first. So it happens. It
Yeah.
happens. It can happen.
Yeah. But I mean, as you said at the beginning, like balancing everything is not easy.
It's not
Sometimes,
easy at all. It's not easy at all. Sometimes I have my mental breakdowns. It's normal. And especially because I'm a perfectionist. So I want to do everything good every time, but you cannot be perfect. Perfection doesn't exist.
yeah.
Is on our eyes. I mean, our perception of something, but it doesn't actually exist.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, these years I was saying I have the feeling like people perceive me more as a content creator,
Mm-hmm.
much more than an actual singer, actress, artist.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like this, but what can I do? I mean, I don't want to explain to everyone what I do. I mean, I don't feel like I say to anyone who I am. People that know me, people that followed me for so many years, they do know.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you express from what you actually show through all the platform who you are, and you don't have to if you want, but there's no need to have a label. You don't need to have a label on it, like
Yeah,
this one or like this one. Like you can be so many things at the same time.
of course. And for the ladies that are watching me, what I can suggest is take care of yourself, of your inner self before your outer self. I mean, you can put makeup, you can put a nice perfume, you can dress up, but if you're not feeling good internally, people will feel that.
Yeah.
Or at some point, your body will force you to check yourself mentally. And as I said before regarding social media, please do follow profiles and users that make you feel good, that make you feel better. That please unfollow the profile that make you feel uncomfortable, that make you feel like you cannot fit in. anything that makes you feel bad, erase that. And I started to do that, and I feel better. Why should you follow someone who doesn't? And this is also for, I feel like this, I feel you can apply this even with relationships, you know?
Yes,
It
that.
doesn't matter if it's someone that you know since 12 years, 20 years. If it doesn't make you feel good, you need to cut that. Vibes, but vibes doesn't lie. Vibe doesn't lie. So if you feel something is not good, if you don't feel comfortable, if you feel you need to hide your apps success with your friends, they're not your friends, because you should not feel ashamed or guilt for achieving what you really want. If someone makes you feel uncomfortable in your own damn self, cut that person out of your life. Cut it out.
Yeah, toxic relationships are the worst. And
Yes.
and if somebody is your real friends, the real friends want your success.
Yes.
That is what I've learned, and I think even from your words, we are learning. It's not easy. We're not saying that it's not easy, especially from maybe those friends that you know since from childhood and everything. But things change. Like everyone, we are on a journey, and things change in our life. So some people might succeed or might achieve a lot of things. Some people might achieve less. But the people that really care of you, the people that really support you, they want you good.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
want you good.
Yeah.
The
Something
other,
is, if you feel like you are the wrong person in your circle, change your circle. That circle is not good for you.
it's true.
Yes.
It's true. A lot of people, they feel they're very afraid to be alone.
Yes.
And so they keep those relationships to not feel alone. And I mean, you changed your city from a small city that maybe you had a lot of relationship to move to Milan, that is a big city. And it's hard, but I think everyone find their own path, and you don't have to, as you say, if it's a toxic relationship, you have to cut. You find some people that they're really worth it to have a relationship, and to not to be afraid. That we don't have to be afraid to be open to know other people. So do not be afraid to new other people, other circle of persons and everything. So it's a very good message. It's very important, and we don't, and I really could see like a lot of people, even like friends that maybe we're not close friends, but friends that they keep hanging out with some people, they keep talking with some people because they don't want to feel alone. And I'm told them like, no.
I feel like I prefer to be alone and feel good than be surrounded by people and feel like crap, actually.
Yeah.
And I feel like we should normalize breakups in friendships, because some you step forward and another person step forward too, but they step forward differently and they change. It's not that maybe something happened, it's that you change, you have different interests, you think differently, and that connection that you had back in the days is not the same. So even this, as I said before, and I feel like we should normalize even sometimes breakups inside your family. Like, we do not choose our relatives, we do not choose our parents. So if you have a toxic member inside of it that makes you feel like crap, that makes you feel inadequate, that affects your mental health, stay away from that person. Because at this point, your inner peace, as I said before, your inner peace is more important than everybody, than everything. Because if you're not good mentally, that will affect your work, will affect your other friendships, will affect your, as I said, your work. Yes, your work.
Yeah, and all the relationship with the other person.
Yes.
Yeah, this is a very, very good message, and very good messages. The breakup friendship is something really it's a new topic, like how to break with a friend, and how to normalize it and don't feel guilty, and just like, because sometimes the relationship just fade away because maybe you change the city, so you don't get in touch as before, and fade away, and so you remain in good relationship, normalize and everything. But really, like, tell your friends, like, we are just in two different positions.
Yes.
I cannot stand with you anymore, and you cannot too, because we think in different way and everything. It's not a very easy topic to talk with somebody that maybe you know for a long time.
Yes.
But sometimes you need to say it, and sometimes you need to face the person and tell them, or tell him or tell her your point of view, and tell you that maybe we should stop our friendship, like, and you can keep like greet each other, but not like
like it was before.
Yeah, spend time as before, because it's not worth it for both of the parts. And this is a very interesting topic, and thank you for sharing with us. No, it's true. Like, so you always learn a lot of things, and relationship has changed so much during the years. And I think even from my parents, when I think about their friendship, sometimes I say, like, why are you still talking with that person? Everything is so changed. Those kind of emotion and feelings, and I think we are more aware sometimes of our environment, and of the people that we are around us, and this made us to make some choices that actually some people, then, like our parents, that is another generation, they will not understand.
Yeah.
But I told my father, I am living in a different society that compared to the one that you came 30 years ago, 40. It's true.
Yes,
Even all these Black Lives movements, I remember, like, maybe 5-6 years ago, my parents would be very scared to me to talk about racism, to be angry about some racist acts, because they were afraid that somebody might do something bad to me.
Oh.
And everything. But this time I said, like, I went to Turin, I went to the manifestation, I worked for 3 hours, I speak on social media, and I told my father, like, I won't be silenced as you. And he's actually laughed and told me, I know. Because he realized that things have changed, and when they came, nobody were there for them, and they didn't have the opportunity that they actually gave me, like, to be educated and everything. And so we are in a generation, we're in a position that at the end, finally, we can talk, we can lift our voices, and don't be afraid that the society is not with us, because now we know our rights to be here. And before, maybe our parents, they didn't want to shout, because they were afraid that maybe they will lose their jobs, maybe somebody will attack us, their children.
Can you imagine the healing that they had to do?
Exactly.
With therapists, without even, like, it's so overwhelming if I think about our parents. Like, how do they make it?
Exactly. Exactly. So when I told you like now I'm not I can't stand silent and everything. He said I know because you have seen like what so much we achieved and we have still to achieve. But and it was happy for me. It was happy for what we are actually doing to change the society. Has Afri that are finally with their Afro-Italians as a community here in Italy. So this made me very happy. And even my mother, like she sent me a video, Malcolm X and everything. I was like, wow, like really?
Wow. Wow, wow.
Yeah, and it's so it's beautiful like to have the support of your parents, you know, or what we want to do for our rights and everything. So definitely definitely things a lot of change definitely things are changing and they are little by little. But we still have to work and we still have to be together. Okay, I finished my preaching. The spirit of Martin Luther King came into me.
But no, you're right. Our generation have more possibilities,
Yeah,
and the new generation is even more woke than us. I mean, the wokeness that we have today, they already have it. Also
yeah,
because of social media. So when they will grow up, I feel like because of us also, they will have much more opportunities than the ones that we have now. Because this is the time where we are trying to build something to change a systemic type of racism that is very, very difficult to change, especially here in Italy, because at least in other countries like UK or France, they acknowledge that is existing. But here in Italy, every time you talk about racism, they deny it. They say, no, it doesn't exist. Just because you do not see it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. That is your privilege talking, actually. Sometimes I feel like as superheroes because we live in a world where we see and we feel and we receive stuff and aggressions that we fight every time, every single hour of our lives, and other people do not even see it.
yeah. And as a woman, double it.
Yeah.
Double it.
Yes.
Because the stereotypes that Black women have to face here in Italy and even in other countries, but here in Italy a lot, it's it's very sad and
Yes.
and and things are still very some things are still very present in the systematic racism that is here in Italy. But yeah, we're kind of like a superhero of all doing all these things, and sometimes we don't realize that. But we're doing a lot of things, and this is why I even want to talk about more about these topics to the new generation, to step up for their rights, any kind of rights, like
Of course.
whether you're white, you're Arab, you're Indian, you're Chinese or whatever. If you have any type of situation that you are discriminated and of any type of violence, you should step up and talk of your rights. And
Yes.
as women, especially if you face any kind of violence on something,
Harassment.
exactly, used to step up and talk and use the social media to let your voice to be heard from the other people. And because they criticize a lot of social media. I understand we criticize too before, like the social media. There are so many things that there's not good, that there are a lot of things that are not good on social media, but definitely something good about social media is to let our voices to be heard everywhere. And this is my aim, this is your aim. And so another message that I want to give to everybody that have been with us, thank you so much, with me and Loretta, to please speak up your mind, talk of anything that you feel that is important for you. And and um, please, let's try to change this world. Let's try together to change this world in one way or another. We can do it if we want.
Yes.
And so thank you very much, Loretta. Thank you to be with us. I wish you the luck of the world for everything you want to do in your career.
Thank
And you really deserve it, because I know you since the day one on the social media. We know each other for a long time ago, but on your career, I've been following you for quite long, and you're doing a really great job, an amazing job, and I'm very proud of you. And you're very inspiring as a woman. And please, please, all the girls here, I think most of the people here are followers, so they know you. But please follow her, even on what she say about the world and about how coping in the life. And because she's really in a journey, and she's achieving a lot. And everything that she does is not just by case, but of hard working and believing in herself, and learning a lot of things. So definitely you can learn a lot of things from her. And so thank you so much.
Thank you for this words. Oh my God, emotional. Stop it. So, hey.
So for everybody, I will save the live. So if you want to listen how we're talking, and for any questions and everything, you can send me a DM, and you can send a DM in Loretta. Loretta normally, she actually tries to answer to some questions that can be relatively important for everyone. And please, who doesn't know her, follow her on her social media. I will tag her, and on the YouTube, and even she has even a singer page. Hopefully, with the COVID and everything, all the singer acting artists will be back on the stage.
Yes,
we hope about that. And well, dear, thank you so much. Have a nice weekend. Take care of yourself. Treat you well. And thanks again.
Thank you so much.
See you. Bye. Bye.